Hi, this is Anna Imagination with the Healing Garden, and welcome to Shifting Perspectives. Wow. I was watching one of my older movies from July, and it's now the link for this film is down below. It is my podcast called Triadic Healing, The Power of Self, Silenced Children, Silenced Adults. That's the name of the video. I had probably four different, oh my God, wow. And I'm sitting here like I have Anna-isms on my website, basic quotes that I pull from my shows. And I put them on my website because it's so like, and on this video, I have gaslighting is when someone changes your story and your identity threatens the common belief. So there's a sample of that video. Watch the video. I can't get over how mind-blowing it is after like the whole video is this way. But I got to this one point and it finally reached that moment where I went, no. I paused it and I went, I just got to do a video on this one because wow. I talk about good and bad parents versus good and bad people versus good and bad health, or mentally healthy versus mentally ill when in reference to our parents. And I'm explaining that our parents are made up of both mentally healthy, I'm saying this all wrong, and I articulated it so well in the video. So let me try this again. When we have our parents are ethically good, ethically bad. They are mentally ill, mentally healthy, and they are good parents or bad parents. So you can have a good parent who is a bad parent and who's mentally ill. You could have a good parent who is mentally healthy and still a bad parent. And I had this shift in my mind when I heard my wording and I went, oh my God, I understand what good and bad means. And this is where I went, wow, that's deep. I need to like video this shit. When we say that a person is good or bad, in most cases, we are referring to a person's ethic. We are specifically referring to their ethic does not match our ethic. So there is the ultimate ethic. I'm going to call it that, the ultimate ethic. And we are generalizing, okay? So we take a person's ethic on a whole. We look at the whole sum of a person's ethic, and we weigh it against our own ethic. And then we compare. And we determine, based off of the ultimate ethic, the whole sum, if that person is good or bad. Here's the definition. A person is good if their ethics align with us. And a person is bad if their ethics don't align with us. The common and the ultimate ethic is the fourth perspective ethic. This ethic believes in a hierarchy, believes in status, has low self-worth, has little to no value for special differences, has not learned accountability, self-accountability, has not learned how to self-govern, believes strongly and exclusively in the work ethic, is Republican, and is a Christian. Yeah, this is the common ethic. If you do not fit into these definitions, You're a bad person. That's it. Oh, law abiding. Oh, yes, law abiding is really important. You have to be law abiding according to the common ethic, the ultimate ethic. So, whenever anyone sits down and tells you you're a good person, or and listen to the way the baby boomers talk, because that's it right there. Yeah, that's a good kid, except I don't know, he's a bad kid. He likes, and he starts listing all the identity qualities. You know, I'm really concerned about that Jones kid. He started off so well, and then he went downhill from here. It was around the time he started. Now he's got all those tattoos, and what they are doing is they have the ultimate ethic, and in their minds, it is the only ethic. It is deemed the right answer or the right way. It is intolerable of differences. It is intolerable of anything and anyone that does not fit into this category. So we're going to go over it again. Hierarchy, their status, you have low self-worth, you have no value, you have no accountability, no self-value, you have no accountability, you cannot self-govern, you are law-abiding, you have a very strong work ethic according to their standards, you are Republican, and you are Christian, you conform, you are obedient, you prioritize the country, and they are intolerant of differences. This is the ultimate ethic. Now, when you match up to these conditions, you are accepted, you are wanted, you fit in, you're a good person. If you do not fit into these exact qualifications, you are bad. You're hopeless. You are rejected. You're not wanted. I had better hopes for you, they say. That is one of the most narrow-minded perspectives. Literally, it's designed from a 4-year-old's mind. Literally, because that is what the fourth perspective is the thoughts and the mind processes of a 4-year-old. This is how a 4-year-old's mind thinks and processes information. And at some point, baby boomers were taught that it is not safe to think outside of these criteria. They associate safety with these criteria, which is why the 1960 riots happened. That's it. Because they were taught that there is safety within this criteria, period. The problem is that is not how people are. There are 12 different perspectives, and every one of those perspectives has a different code of criteria that they live by. Most people do not know about the criteria. Most people are unaware of the 12 perspectives. Even in psychology, a rare handful of people are aware of the 12 perspectives. A very, very rare few. You want to be a psychologist, here's 4 years of college. You want to be a psychologist or psychiatrist, here's 10 years or 8 years of college. You might go on to dabble in your own research later, maybe after you surpass the 8 years of college. This information is up here, up here. You have to dig into the bowels of Nim to find this abstract from the 1970s. And even then, Dr. Graves barely touched on the concept. He introduced it, and that was it. I stumbled upon his work about 2 months ago now. 2 months ago. It was literally the missing piece of all of my triadic healing. So when I found it, I went, oh my God, that's the key. And then I plugged it in and triadic healing just went, and it just filled right out. And I went, oh, there it is. Which is, yeah, these 12 perspectives are absolutely unknown to all of us. And it's going to, and it is changing the way we think about how we interact. People in my life who know me learn about this within a few minutes of knowing me. I mean, like friendship knowing. And as soon as you hear about it and you see it, you adopt it. And within a few hours, you start to see it and it changes you. It is that impactful. So you suddenly start to see everybody moving around in these different stages of psychological growth. And when you start to see people moving and shifting in these psychological stages of growth, suddenly you know what you're dealing with. You know how to handle a situation. I'm walking down the street, I see a third perspective. I know to stay clear of them because they're not stable. Third perspectives are not stable people. They're supposed to be isolated from society. They're supposed to be on walkabout. I need to do a whole video on walkabout. I need to do a whole video. You know what? I think I am. I think today I'm going to do the 12 videos. It's something I've been wanting to do. And it is time. It is time. So today I'm going to literally do, I'm only going to do the 10 videos because I'm not at 11 or 12. I can do 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm at a 10. And even with 10, I'm new at 10. I just got here. So I'm learning what 10th is all about. So yeah, I'm going to do that. That's going to be today's project. We're going to cover, I'm going to have a video for each and every perspective, the 12 perspectives. So I'm going to do a full playlist just separate from everything else, kind of like what I did with the money one that I did yesterday. And it's still going to be in shifting perspectives. So it's going to be both shifting perspectives and it's going to be a separate playlist so you can just go through it and follow it. So I also have, if you look down in my videos, let me pull it up here because I want to go through this. Let me see here. Yeah, if you go down in my videos, I have my news board. Oh my God, I love my news board. I absolutely love my news board. And that's where I make announcements. That's where I let you know what's coming up. And then I have As I Am, the story behind Triadic Healing, which is my backstory. It's how it's my life. And then it's how Triadic Healing came to be. And then I have, of course, Shifting Perspectives. Hi. And I have Shifting Perspectives with Triadic Healing. That's where I basically recap and condense all of my work from part 1 of Shifting Perspectives with Triadic Healing. And I condense it down into this so you can go through and see where I am with everything. So you don't have to, you are more than welcome to go through. My problem is I was very angry with the part 1 of Shifting Perspectives. And I want to talk about that actually. And I address it. Why am I so angry is one of the videos. And just to summarize, I have been denied my intelligence, being smart my whole life. And as this came out and I started to do Shifting Perspectives in the Healing Garden, I started to get scope. Oh, I like that. I started to get scope. So that's going to be a video, getting scope. And I started to get scope to the full understanding of this is how smart I am, and this is how much I was beaten for it. It was that moment in the healing when you really start to realize who you are for your authentic self and who everybody else is. It's extraordinary. It is mind-blowing when you realize your authentic self versus where you were, and not how far you've grown, but how much you've always been this way, and that's how much they beat you. It's literally a metric to see how much abuse they had to put you through to suppress you this much. So it's literally, I was suppressed this much. It's that realization. And I didn't realize I was doing it. I didn't realize I was coming to that realization while I was recording the videos. So as I was recording the videos, it started to come to me, and I started to realize subconsciously, this is how much you were suppressed. This is how much you were abused. And it was making me very angry. So I finally paused. When the anger got to a certain point, I started to become aware of it. And that's when I stepped back and I said, okay, let's analyze why I'm angry. I analyzed and broke down why I was angry. And you actually get to see me doing shadow work. I record it. And let me know if you want to see the video, and I will get it over to you, because I use my own shadow work to teach you how to do shadow work effectively. And it snaps. And immediately, as soon as I make the connection and I locate it and it snaps, my entire behavior changed. That's when I became calm. I stopped swearing. Like, I chilled. And it's literally night and day. It's night and day, because I was able to locate. You can actually see it taking place. And henceforth, from that point on, my videos have been calm, chill. And it's because I was able to do the shadow work and analyze, why am I so angry? So that is when that happened. I decided to do a completely separate, let's just redo Triadic Healing. So shifting perspectives with Triadic Healing is part 1 without all the anger, for those who who want the summary without going through all my rage. And then Journey into the Self. Now I just started that today, where in all of my podcasts you come into my mind, but in Journey into the Self I walk into your mind, and I basically take all of my verbiage and all of my work, and I abandon the psychobabble. I really make an attempt in Journey into the Self to abandon the psychobabble so that it shrinks the communication gap. It's fantastic. I love Journey into the Self. And I also have membership so that you can join me on Thursdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where it's a live Zoom talk group to me, and we open up Q&A, we talk, we analyze human behavior. It is so much fun. If you are a philosopher, if you want to just know things, if you want to understand your own human behavior, if you want me to psychoanalyze a certain situation in your life and break it down for you, that is the place to be. It is one of the only places where I am available for one-on-one work. Absolutely love Become Journey into the Self. And then meditation for beginners, that I do at the end of my day. I do evening meditations, and I strongly recommend for my self-care regimen that you do them just before you go to bed. So those are available. I do everything. I do havening, I do positive affirmations, I do gratitude journaling, all in meditation for beginners. And I really shouldn't call it meditation for beginners anymore, because it isn't really, it is for beginners, but it's a lot more. It's the full self-care regimen. And I need to communicate that better, and the title does not do it justice. Subconscious Dialogues is my casual honest lounge. That's where I can completely just be myself. And if I want to talk about something really irrelevant and stupid, I can. And that is my free space where I can relax. And then Shifting Perspectives on Point is all of my smaller playlists with a very highly focused topic. For instance, the Triadic Healing, the Money Edition, which I did yesterday, that's there. And I have Triadic Healing on emotions. I have a really hard time talking about emotions. I am bored with the topic. I am so bored with talking about emotions that if I'm talking to someone directly, I'm fine with it. But if I am not, you know, and this is the other thing. My communication, no, this is what I'm going to do. All right, let's brainstorm this. What is the name of this video I'm on? Because I feel like I'm so off topic. And that's fine if I'm off topic, but let's acknowledge it, right? Okay, the actual meaning behind good and bad. Yeah, you know what? Screw it. We're authentic living, right? Authentic. So let's just keep it going and we'll go from here. So I'm going to troubleshoot the healing garden because you're part of this. So let's just figure this out. Here's the deal. When it's easy, it's right. When it's easy, you are aligned and it's right. When it's hard, it's misaligned, it's inauthentic, and it's wrong. It's wrong for you. Every time you hear the words right and wrong, I want you to plug in for you at the end. It's right for you. It's wrong for you. It's not right and wrong in general. It's right for you. It's wrong for you. Change those words. It's not good for you. It's not bad, or it's not good or bad. It's good for you. It's bad for you. Please use the words for you. Remind yourself that everything is about your perspective, including the healing garden. So plug in the words for me at the end of all of that, or for you and for me. Use these words, okay? So it's hard when it's misaligned, inauthentic, and wrong for you. It's easy when it's aligned, authentic, and right for you. So if something is easy, that's the universe saying you're on the right path. And to prove it to you, here are some angel numbers. I love the universe. Isn't it wonderful? To prove it to you, here are some deja vu and some angel numbers. If it's hard for you, pause. I had a really bad day yesterday. I have some bad days with the garden where I do think about quitting this. I do think about maybe I just need to stop and pull away from it. I do think things like maybe I should just go get a day job. And then I think about stepping back into the system. And I can't. I am so separated from the system now that I am incompatible with it. I cannot function in that world. And I feel like my only option is the garden. But I chose this only option. So it's very self-inflicted. And I can see the end, but sometimes I can't see the path. Sometimes I can't see the very next stepping stone. Sometimes I get to this point and I suddenly have a perspective shift. I scope out and I go, oh, this is hard. It shouldn't be hard. Why is it hard? What am I doing wrong? And then I realize that I'm on a side path because I'm following what somebody else told me I should be doing, and it's not aligned to me anymore, and I have to realign. Every week, I have to realign, and I keep forgetting this. Every Sunday, I have to realign, and if I skip a realignment, this happens every single time. Sundays really need to be my realignment days, and I've said this, and I forget. And then Thursday rolls around, Wednesday rolls around, and I'm crying, I'm upset, I'm in tears, and I'm going, I need to quit the garden. What's wrong with me? And it's because I'm not aligned to me. I'm aligned to somebody else. I'm still learning how to shield my perspective from others so that when people give me their perspectives, it doesn't contaminate mine. It is still very difficult to do this because it's so subtle that we're not aware it's being done until after the damage is done. You have your beautiful perspective and it's aligned and focused like a telescope, a huge, this is the Hubble telescope, and it's so sensitive. And whenever you hear an opinion, it just does that. And you hear another opinion and it just keeps moving. And it's not until it gets to like 15 degrees off course that you're like, what's wrong? Oh, someone messed around with it. And you have to readjust all the knobs. This is the alignment. And you have to get right back aligned so it's ideal. So it's just maintenance. This is maintenance. You have to fine tune your scope every single week. And I'm learning how to do it effectively and consciously. That's my project. Once I figure it out, I'm going to be doing a whole podcast just on how to fine-tune your perspective so it stays aligned permanently. I haven't figured it out yet. I'm there. I'm kind of figuring out, but it's tedious. It's very tedious work. This is advanced human behavior. And I am certain there is a psychological technique that will make you immediately aware that you're out of alignment, immediately get you back in alignment, and keep you at a point where it's a fixed point and your perspective will never shift. That's my ideal, is to be so steadfast and solid that when I hear another perspective, my scope stays safe and aligned. So I require alignments every Sunday, every 7 days. And I don't get them. I forget to do them, and I cannot forget. So by the time Wednesdays roll around, I'm a mess. And yesterday was a very hard day for me. Very, very hard day. And I was taking the garden in this direction. And I said, no, it was like an awareness that I suddenly saw all of the parts of the garden that weren't me. They were copycats of other people. You know, did you ever see the movie Iron Giant? There's this one part of the movie where they're hiding the giant, and the Iron Giant is absolutely beautifully artistic. He's a man, just he's a robot. And at one point, one of the characters, Jennifer Aniston's character, comes over and she sees it, and they're hiding it, so they're disguising it, and their disguise is throwing a whole bunch of stuff all over it. And he's not moving. And she goes, you know, the rest of that stuff looks like it's just slapped on. Do you really need that? And it was just slapped on for the disguise, which is why it's funny. And the artist was like, yeah, I guess you're right. I guess I don't need it all just slapped on. And that's exactly what the garden feels like. I have the garden. It's this beautiful thing. And then I'll hear things, there'll be perspective, and then I'll just slap something onto it. And when I slap it on, it's ugly. And it's not until I scope out that I go, why do I have all this crap slapped onto the garden? And I have to cut it all off. So last night was a massive, what is wrong with the garden? Why do I have black smoke coming out of its back end? And why is this hard over here? And why is this not running smooth? And I'll be blunt, the YouTube channel is smooth. This is the part that works. This is the part that's not going anywhere. This is the solid part. And I'm going, all right, so YouTube works for me. My website works for me. That's all. That's my happy place. The public speaking works for me. That's definitely solid. My books are working for me. Buy my books. They are amazing. I love my books. They are so amazing. So I've got these parts that are phenomenal and it's working for me. But Facebook isn't working for me. And I've got all of these other things that I put together, and I'm just like, I don't do one-on-one consultations. I have had so many people ask me if they can do one-on-one with me, and it gives me no joy. I do not like it. It does not feel good for me. But then I've got all of these people, everybody in the fourth perspective, telling me, you start there, do consultations. You know what you should do? You should do consultations. Every coach begins with consultation. This is what you're doing. You've got a teaching program. Oh, you need to do consultations. It all starts with one-on-one consultations. That's how you get the company off the ground. You need one-on-one consultations. So I do offer one-on-one consultations, and then I take it down. And then someone says, no, you know what you should do? So I put it back up. And then I take it down. And then I do a public speaking event, and somebody says to me, hey, do you do consultations? Oh, I hate doing one-on-one. I like to do group settings, but I don't, and this is just it, is I don't know what to do. So I have communication classes that I want to do. I have emotional management classes that I want to do, but I can't find the right click. I can't find the right thing. Oh, I'm totally brainstorming this right now, and this is what I've needed. Yeah, I'm in my zone. And I can't find the right thing to click it into place. And I keep saying, we're going to do communication classes. But then I get to shifting perspective and I'm going, yeah, I'm not feeling it here. I am not feeling the communication classes here. I want to do them, but I'm just not feeling them here. I want to talk about emotional and I want to do emotional management classes, but I cannot do it here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to include those in the membership because Journey into the Self feels fucking fantastic. And that is space where I work one-on-one. And I think that's my issue. And that's the other thing. When I was at the workshop, when I did the masterclass the other night, we talked about emotions and it was smooth. It went smooth. So I think I'm going to take my boundary classes, my communication classes, and my emotional classes. All of those 3 things. Now, I'll still talk about it in my podcast, but I can't deliberately, consciously sit down and do them. I've tried, and it's just not working for me, which tells me this is why. It's because those need to couple in with Journey into the Self. So that's it. If you join Journey into the Self, we're going to be doing the communication classes, the boundary classes, and the emotional management classes. That's what we're going to be focusing on. And I think that's it, is I need people. I can't do them one-on-one, not one-on-one. I need to articulate that. I can't do them in a monologue setting. And I think that's it. That is it right there. There's a lot I can do with monologue, but when it comes to the communication classes, the boundary classes, the emotional classes, I don't think I can do those monologue. I think I have to have one in the interaction. So that's it. That's it. My podcast is 100% the monologuing. I can do that. That's my yummy place. Journey into the Self is going to become my full interaction area, my interaction space. And that's where I do the communication classes. I feel, and okay, there we go. So there's the questions. Does it feel right? Yes. Does it feel good? Yes. Does it bring me joy? Yes, it does. There's my triad. There it is. All right. So Journey into the Self. It's official. Includes my boundary lessons, my communication lessons, and my emotion classes. Those 3 things are going to be included in Journey into the Self. Journey into the Self is my class every Thursday at 7 p.m. on Zoom. And it's $140 for a membership every month, or you can buy the annual membership. There you go. There. I think I have finally figured out this. We're going to try that for 30 days. And if it works, and if it sticks, and if it's right, we've got it. There you go. All right. There you go. And there you are. And if you just want to, if you are a philosopher who just wants to philosophize with me, this is the place to be. All right. I feel better. Yes, I have that figured out. So last night, I was not doing okay. And I do think about shutting down the garden. And then I'm like, every bone in my body screams, oh, no, you don't. Where are you going to go, Anna? Where are you going to go? You're where you belong. Yes, yes, I am where I belong. I hate it when my intuition is right and she one-ups me. My intuition one-ups me many times. Yes, I don't like it sometimes. All right. Then I can feel everything shifting in my head and I can feel it trickling down. I'm feeling a lot shift right now. I just locked something into place with the garden. And it suddenly went, wow, oh, there's my leg. I've been looking for my leg. That's exactly that's what it feels like. I've been looking for my leg. Oh, I knew I left it around here somewhere. And that's it. When you do Journey into the Self, that's going to be the theme for the day. Journey into the Self. When you journey into the Self, it's like you're playing a video game and you're on a map and everything's black and gray and you have no idea where anything is. You just know you're in Whiterun, barely. And you see all the black and you're going, I wonder how big this map is. And it just clicks. I want to explore it. And it becomes this massive journey of exploration. But you want to explore you, and you want to explore the self. And suddenly you discover a part of you that you had no idea you even had in you. And you continue into this journey, and and this is going to be my pirate self. Yes, journey into the self is where my pirate me comes out. Sail with me. Yes. Yes. Yes, it's all coming together. I have found my missing piece. I found my leg. And I'm going, did this just complete me? This is something. I feel it different. This is the right. Oh, when you find something that aligns with you so clearly, it feels like you had restored to you literally a missing limb. And I don't know the big picture yet. That's what's bothering me. I don't have the big picture yet. It's like, this is a really morbid example, but it's like we're playing hangman. And you know you have the full body, and I'm drawing this stick figure. So when I started my therapy, all I had was my head. And then when I made it to New York City in 2020, that was my body. And when I found my partner in 2021, that was my right arm. Yeah. Finding him was like finding my right arm. And when I built the garden in 2022, it was like I found my left leg. When I found my altars in 2022, it was like I found my left arm. And just now, with Journey into the Self, I feel like I found my right leg. And I don't know if I'm done, but this feels so good. I want to say, I do believe I am complete. That's how good that epiphany just felt. And that is what I really want to teach people how to do, how to put themselves back together again. That's what I want to do with my life. I want to teach you how to put yourself back together again. And I know how to do it. Oh yeah, do I? God, I love doing it. I love putting people back together. So that when I'm done with them, I can just step back and go, how do you feel? It's like you're all coming to me as Borg. And you're going, I was assimilated. That really hit hard, didn't it? And I feel like I'm the only one who knows how to unassimilate an individual. And I see a bunch of screaming Borg walking around. And there's Borg who love it. And there's Borg who hates it secretly, but they're doing everything they can to make sure that, oh, they hate themselves. They're the ones who hate themselves, and they make sure everybody else hates themselves. So they're walking around assimilating everybody else. So there's Borg who love it. There's Borg who hate it, and so they assimilate. And then there's the Borg who remember who they are, but they don't understand what's going on. This is a really graphic image, but my fucking God, is it accurate? So I see the world as Borg. I see the world as Borg who were supposed to be the Ood. Easter egg. Yeah. That's what I see. Oh my God, is that what I see? So I un-assimilate people. I restore you to who you're supposed to be. I teach you how. There. That's what I do. I un-assimilate you. How much do you want to be unassimilated? Do you want to just be healed? Do you want to still function in the society? We can do that. Absolutely. You don't have to leave the society if you don't want to. We can unassimilate you halfway. Absolutely. You want to be completely authentic again? I can do that. I can unassimilate you. You want to say to me, I want to be who I'm supposed to be without any of their garbage. I can do that too. Triadic healing is very much optional. You have part 1 and you have part 2. Don't go into part 2. It's that simple. Part 1 will get you half unassimilated so you can still function in that society. Part 2 will take you the rest of the way. Be forewarned. There's no going back. That's it. So how much awareness do you want? I can just turn the dial and, okay, here you go. This is as far as you should take it. Yeah. Again, and there's more clarity, more clear. That pool of water just got crystal. Because it's right, and I'm on the right path. So last night, after everything was hard and it was difficult and I was upset, I was writing a letter to my partner, and I had a shift, and I just went, oh my God. It was the strongest case of deja vu I've ever had in my life. The letter that I had written him last night is a letter that I had seen me writing to him a long time ago. When I write to my partner, it's very much about he and I, it's about me, it's about my growth, my feelings. It's never about the garden. But last night, it was all about the garden. And when I was done writing it and I wrote and signed at the end, I looked at it and went, oh my God, I know where I am. And I finished. I could literally see what I had written from the deja vu, from the memory a long time ago. And I just sat there and copied it all down right out of my head. It was amazing. And I said to him, I have to write this to you now because I'm having deja vu. And I remembered that this was also in the letter. And then I finished it and I sent it to him. And it's shifting the dominoes, just shifting the dominoes to make sure that all the dominoes fall exactly where they need to fall in the right order at the right time at the right place. And it's just tuning into the intuition and feeling the intuition saying, this is where it's supposed to go. We are supposed to be so authentic that just by being, we are. Just by thinking, it becomes. Just by dreaming, it is. That is how authentic we're supposed to be. Oh, I'm not done yet because I know who I'm going to be when I'm done. When I am done with this, I will be a full performing bard on stage. I will be singing to you. I will be dancing. I will be making eye contact with you. I will be sliding in and out of story. weaving so many stories all around you and human behavior and psychology, and you won't know about any of it because I will have told the story so well that for you, I just took you on a mental adventure. Oratory, that word, it's back again. Oratorio. It's my name. It's my name, and I can't make it out yet. Oratarian. Oratarian. No. Aura. It's my name, and I just cannot. My name. I'm in shifting perspectives, so I can just let loose and tell you about this. My name is going to become something, and I can see half the word. It's basically oral tradition. It's somebody who tells story via oral tradition. It's a bard. An oratarian is what I want to say, but that is absolutely not it, because that means something completely different. And it's not an oral speaker. That is such an oxymoron. Of course, an oral speaker. An oral speaker is, but I'm a storyteller. So we're back to oral traditionist. Oral, I really want to say it's oralitarian. I don't think the word exists yet. And I can see the word coming into view. And when I'm done with it, that's going to be my name. That's like the profession that I am is, oh, I'm an oral. And it's stuck because I haven't formed it yet. I have not become it yet. But I can feel it. I can feel it so strongly. And I'm close. And I know, give me a stage. Give me 2 more stages, maybe 3. It's coming into me. I can see it. And I'm there. I can see me at the end of it, where I come to a stage, and I'm this way in my podcasts. I'm in my stage, I'm in my space, and I just sit down and I'm there. Every time I get off topic on a video, I have this thing in my subconscious mind going, you're really off topic. You really shouldn't be talking about this right now. And I say, shut up, I'll change the title later. And that's where I'm at right now, is my subconscious mind is like, your behavior does not match the title of the video. You're misaligned to the title of the video. I'll change the name of the video then. And that's, something is there, and I'm so close. And I need to not force it. I need to just patience, learn the lesson, embrace the lesson. I know who I am, and I know what I am. I know I have to do this thing. So I'm going to process. I'm going to process, and then I'm going to do more videos, because I love doing my videos. Become a member of the Healing Garden. Join me for Journey into the Self. It is a fully interaction Thursday night, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We sit down on Zoom, and you have me for the night, and we just analyze shit. We analyze anything you want. It is your turn to take the floor. I cover emotional management classes, communication and boundary classes in that space. And we absolutely philosophize. It's very casual. It packs a punch. It absolutely packs a punch. It's a lot. It covers everything. And that is on Thursdays. Absolutely. Absolutely on Thursdays. I think I'm going to sell guest passes to it. I think I'm going to sell guest passes so you can step in and you can experience one class. Yeah, I think I'm going to do like a $10 guest pass or something like that. So you can step into Journey into the Self and sample it to determine if you want to become a member and subscribe. I love that idea, doing guest passes. Oh, yes. See, that feels good. I love this. You know you're on the right path when the ideas flow. When the ideas flow, it's because you figured it out. So I think I finally figured it out. Click on the link below, my LinkedIn account or my Linktree account. Click on that and click Become a Member. It's $140 a month, and that gives you full access to every Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We jump on a Zoom call, and it's the whole group going in, and we talk, and we analyze. We do communication lessons. We break it down. It's awesome. And of course, I have my field trips for adults. That's available, and that feels good. That's still there. That's 1,000% solid now. My field trips for adults is staying. That is my celebrate life with me and learn how to live authentically in real life on the field. All right, that's it. Like, subscribe, comment below. Let me know what part of the video resonated with you. And help the garden grow. Donate. Click on the link below. Thank you so much. And may the kindest of words always find you.